Most people think becoming a millionaire is about one big move, one lucky investment, one perfect business idea, one high-paying job, one moment where life suddenly changes. But that is not how most millionaires are made. The truth is quieter, less exciting, and honestly, more uncomfortable. Because the difference between the person who becomes a millionaire and the person who never does is usually not intelligence. It is not talent. It is not even income. It is what happens in the small space between money coming in and money going out. That space is the whole game. Two people can sit in the same office, earn the same salary, drive past the same stores, live in the same city, and look almost identical from the outside. But inside their financial lives, one is building a machine. The other is feeding a lifestyle. And for the first 10 years, you might not see the difference at all. That is the dangerous part, because wealth does not announce itself early. It hides. Debt is loud, new cars are loud, bigger apartments are loud, expensive weekends are loud. But wealth is silent. It sits inside retirement accounts, it hides inside index funds, it grows behind passwords, it compounds in places nobody claps for. And by the time the difference becomes visible, it usually looks like luck. But it was not luck. It was a pattern. By the end of this video, you will understand the pattern. You will see why some ordinary people quietly cross the million-dollar line, while others with better incomes, better education, and better opportunities never get close. And the answer is not just save more money. That advice is too shallow. The real answer is that millionaires learn how to protect the gap. Here is what I mean. Imagine money as water coming into a tank. Most people are obsessed with the size of the pipe. They want more income, bigger paychecks, better commissions, higher salaries, larger bonuses. And yes, the pipe matters. But the tank only fills if the holes are smaller than the flow. A person earning $60,000 with a few small holes can build wealth. A person earning $180,000 with giant holes can stay broke forever. This is why income can be so misleading. You have probably seen someone who earns good money but is always stressed. Their car is financed. Their phone is upgraded every year. Their rent or mortgage eats half their income. Their credit card balance never fully dies. Every raise disappears before it can become anything. From the outside, it looks like progress. From the inside, it is a treadmill. And the cruel thing about the treadmill is that it still feels like movement. You are working harder. You are earning more. You are buying nicer things. You are becoming the version of yourself you thought success would look like. But your net worth is standing still. That is where most people get trapped. They confuse a better lifestyle with a better financial position. Those are not the same thing. A better lifestyle is what you consume. A better financial position is what you keep. And the distance between those two decides almost everything. This is why some people become millionaires slowly, almost boringly. They are not always the smartest people in the room. They are not always the highest earners. Many are not flashy at all. They simply make one decision again and again. When more money comes in, they do not let all of it escape. That sounds simple. Almost too simple. But simple does not mean easy. Because the world is designed to attack the gap. The moment your income rises, your brain starts negotiating. You tell yourself, I deserve a better car. And maybe you do. You tell yourself, I work hard, I should enjoy life. And you should. You tell yourself it is only a little more per month. And that is the sentence that ruins people, not because one purchase destroys them. But because a little more per month becomes a financial identity. A little more for the car, a little more for the apartment, a little more for the vacation, a little more for food delivery, a little more for subscriptions, a little more for status, and suddenly, the raise that was supposed to make you free becomes another set of payments. This is the hidden reason many people never become millionaires. They do not fail because they never earn money. They fail because every increase in income gets absorbed by a new version of normal. At $40,000, they feel behind. At $80,000, they feel normal. At $150,000, they feel successful but pressured. At $250,000, they feel trapped by a lifestyle they cannot easily reduce. This is not rare. This is the default path. The millionaire path is different. The millionaire path says, when income rises, the gap must rise too. Not someday. immediately. Because the first place your raise goes usually decides whether it becomes wealth or memory. If the raise goes to your lifestyle first, you will adjust. The new spending will become normal. Then cutting back will feel painful. But if the raise goes to investments first, you will adjust to that too. This is the boring secret. Humans adapt either way. You can adapt to spending more, or you can adapt to owning more. One makes you look richer. The other makes you richer. But there is another layer, because becoming a millionaire is not only about saving, it is about surviving long enough for compounding to matter. A lot of financial advice talks like life is a clean spreadsheet. Start at 25. Invest every month. Earn a steady return. Retire rich. Nice story. But real life is messier. People lose jobs. People get divorced. People get sick. Parents need help. Children are expensive. Businesses fail. Cars break. Rent jumps. Markets crash exactly when confidence is weakest. This is why the path to $1 million is not just an investment plan. It is a resilience plan. Because compounding needs time, and time needs protection. Think about two people. Both start investing in their 20s. Both earn decent incomes. Both understand the basics. But one has an emergency fund, low debt, flexible expenses, and insurance where it matters. The other has no margin. Every month depends on everything going perfectly. For a while, they look the same. Then life hits. A layoff, a medical issue, a family emergency, a broken marriage, a bad business year. The first person bends, the second person breaks. And when they break, they do not just lose money today. They lose the future growth of that money. That is the part people underestimate. A $20,000 setback is not just $20,000. If it forces you to drain investments, pause contributions, take on debt, or sell assets at the wrong time, the real cost can be much higher. This is why millionaires often look conservative, not because they are scared, because they understand that one bad event can interrupt the machine. And the machine is everything. The machine is the system that keeps turning income into ownership. Ownership is the key word. Most people spend their lives buying access. Access to a car, access to a home, access to a lifestyle, access to comfort, access to attention. Millionaires slowly buy ownership. Ownership of investments, ownership of businesses, ownership of real estate, ownership of skills, ownership of time. And ownership behaves differently from consumption. A vacation ends. A car depreciates. A restaurant meal disappears. But ownership can keep working after you stop. That is the shift most people never make. They spend years trying to increase income so they can afford more consumption, when the real goal is to increase ownership so life becomes less dependent on income. That is a completely different game. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Look at a person with a high income but no assets. Their life can look impressive, but it is fragile. If the paycheck stops, the lifestyle starts shaking almost immediately. Now look at someone with a moderate income but growing assets. Their life may look ordinary, but underneath it, pressure is going down. Every investment is a small employee. Every paid-off debt is a leak sealed. Every automatic contribution is a vote for future freedom. This is why the first $100,000 often feels harder than the next $100,000. In the beginning, you are doing almost all the work. You save, you sacrifice, you invest, you wait. The growth feels slow because the machine is still small. But eventually, the machine starts helping. Your investments begin producing returns that are bigger than your monthly contributions. Then one good year in the market can move your net worth more than several months of saving. That is when people say, the rich get richer. And yes, they do. But not only because of unfair advantages, although those can absolutely matter. They also get richer because assets create momentum. The person with no assets must work for every dollar. The person with assets has dollars working beside them. That is the difference. Now, let's be honest. Some people start much closer to the finish line. Family help matters. A down payment gift matters. Graduating without debt matters. Having parents who can absorb emergencies matters. Growing up around financial knowledge matters. Anyone pretending these things do not matter is selling you a fantasy. But here's the part that still matters for you. Advantage changes the difficulty. It does not change the mechanism. The mechanism is still the same. Earn, protect the gap, buy ownership, avoid ruin, repeat long enough. If you were not born with a head start, you need a cleaner system. You cannot afford to be casual. Casual spending is expensive. Casual debt is expensive. Casual investing is expensive. Casual career decisions are expensive. And this is where most people hate the truth. They want millionaire results with average behavior. That is trash. Average behavior is designed to produce average outcomes. Average behavior says finance the car because everyone does. Average behavior says upgrade the house because the bank approved it. Average behavior says save whatever is left. Average behavior says start later. Average behavior says investing is risky, but carrying credit card debt is normal. Average behavior says looking successful matters. And then average behavior looks around at 55 and wonders why freedom never arrived. You cannot copy the crowd and expect to escape the crowd's outcome. So what does the millionaire pattern actually look like in real life? It is not complicated. First, they know their gap. Not vaguely, not emotionally, they know the difference between what comes in and what goes out. If they earn $5,000 a month and spend $4,800, they are not building wealth. They are surviving with a nicer label. If they earn $5,000 and consistently keep $1,000, now there is a machine. Second, they automate ownership. They do not wait to feel motivated every month. Motivation is weak. Systems are stronger. Money moves into retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, emergency savings, or debt payoff before lifestyle gets a vote. Third, they avoid permanent payments. This is massive. Many people do not notice how much of their income has already been promised to the past. Car payments, credit cards, personal loans, buy now, pay later, subscriptions, upgrades, minimum payments. Their future income is already claimed before it arrives. Millionaires are not allergic to debt, but they are careful with debt that does not create value. Debt used to buy assets can sometimes help. Debt used to buy appearances usually becomes a cage. Fourth, they grow income with intention. Saving matters, but there is a limit to how much you can cut. There is not the same limit on skills, career moves, business income, or value creation. A person who improves their earning power and protects the gap becomes dangerous in the best way. But if income rises and discipline stays weak, nothing changes. More money only makes bad habits more expensive. Fifth, they stay in the game. This may be the most underrated part. They do not quit investing because the market had a bad year. They do not cash out every time the news gets scary. They do not destroy a 20-year plan because of a 20-day panic. Wealth rewards people who can stay calm while the crowd is emotional. That does not mean blindly taking risks. It means understanding the plan before emotions arrive, because emotions always arrive. Fear arrives when markets fall. Greed arrives when markets rise. Status pressure arrives when friends upgrade. Doubt arrives when progress feels slow. The person who becomes wealthy is not emotionless. They just do not let every emotion become a transaction. And that is the turning point. Becoming a millionaire is not really about money, it is about control. Control over impulses, control over lifestyle, control over risk, control over time, control over what you do when life gets loud. The people who never become millionaires often think wealth is far away because they are missing a secret. But in many cases, they are not missing a secret. They are missing consistency. They keep restarting. They save for 3 months, then stop. They invest for 1 year, then panic. They pay off a card, then fill it again. They get a raise, then upgrade everything. They make progress, then reward themselves by destroying the progress. That pattern is brutal because it feels like effort, but it produces no lasting result. It is like walking up 5 stairs, then taking 4 steps back forever. You get tired, but you do not get higher. The millionaire path is boring because it keeps climbing. Not perfectly, not without setbacks, but it keeps climbing. And this is why the timeline matters. Most people overestimate what 1 year can do. Then they underestimate what 15 years can do. 1 year of investing might not change your life. 1 year of avoiding debt might not impress anyone. 1 year of driving the same car might feel invisible. 1 year of living below your means might feel slow, but 15 years of those decisions, that can change the entire shape of a life. The problem is that most people quit before the quiet decisions become visible. They want proof too early. They want the scoreboard to move fast, but wealth is a delayed scoreboard. For years, it looks like nothing is happening. Then suddenly, it looks obvious. The person who kept investing is lucky. The person who avoided lifestyle inflation is naturally disciplined. The person who bought assets is good with money. But behind those labels were thousands of boring choices that nobody saw. So here is the framework. If you want to become a millionaire, stop asking, "How do I get rich?" That question is too vague. Ask better questions. What percentage of my income do I keep? Does my lifestyle rise slower than my income? Am I buying ownership or just buying approval? Can I survive a financial shock without destroying my future? Is my money automatically moving toward assets? Am I building skills that increase my earning power? Am I staying invested long enough for time to help me? These questions are not glamorous, but they are useful, and useful beats glamorous. Because the millionaire outcome is usually not built in one dramatic moment. It is built in the ordinary moments that most people dismiss. The moment you choose the used car instead of the payment. The moment you invest before spending. The moment you keep the raise instead of upgrading instantly. The moment you refuse to carry consumer debt like it is normal. The moment you build an emergency fund, even though it feels boring. The moment you stay invested when your emotions tell you to run. The moment you stop trying to look wealthy and start building something real. That is the line. On one side, money comes in and disappears. On the other side, money comes in and recruits more money. Same paycheck, different system. So the next time you picture a millionaire, do not picture the loudest person in the room. Picture someone ordinary. Someone who made money decisions that looked small at the time. Someone who protected the gap. Someone who bought ownership quietly. Someone who understood that the goal was not to impress strangers today, but to become free later. Because most people do not miss wealth by one giant mistake. They miss it by leaking small amounts of power every month for decades. And the people who become millionaires are usually not the ones who found magic. They are the ones who stopped leaking. If this changed how you see wealth, subscribe for more breakdowns like this. And I want to ask you one question. What do you think destroys more future millionaires? Low income, lifestyle inflation, debt, or starting too late?